What's up, Blazer? How's it going? Finished my exams? Nice, bro. How did they go? Got an A on my piano exam, and I just submitted my oral theory stuff today. Nice. Yeah, I figured the last couple of streams that I've been streaming, you weren't in. I was like, yeah, I figured you were busy. I know college around this time kind of gets busy. That's for sure. I'm hoping to get back to a regular schedule for streaming, so I'm hoping to get it done, like stream between 6 and 7 p.m. So hopefully that will alleviate any sort of like inconsistencies, because I know I've been streaming like at weird times. Hello, Navi. My downforce to be lower. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I missed your call earlier. I was eating food before my call. No, you're good. I figured you were busy. I knew you had your call and stuff. I basically came back home from work, instantly made dinner, used the bathroom, and watched a YouTube video while I was cooking, and then after that I was done. And then I'm here now. So I've been busy at work, so I come back home around like 4:30 now, but I've just been like, you guys have no idea. I wake up so early just to like get work done early as well. Yeah, I'm fucking cutting. I don't care. So there was this whole performative male competition in front of the in front of the music school. How did that go? I don't even know what it was. Jesus. They got competitions for that shit now? It's actually insanity. Got a whole crowd and everything. You know, you saying that stuff, it makes me wonder what's going on at my college right now, you know what I mean? I wonder if anyone back, okay, there's a car there. I wonder if anyone back at my college is doing some stupid shit, man. Yeah, now because of the whole fucking like TikTok brain rot, bro, I can't even say anything with the numbers 6 and 7. Like, you know what's crazy is when I mentioned, oh yeah, my streaming schedule is gonna go back to being between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. I literally started thinking about the whole 6'7" kid, you know, where he does like, there's a 6'7", you know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm 22. I need to like, I need to kill myself, like in game. It's disgusting. Like, it's not even funny. It's just like every single time I hear this stupid ass number, I start laughing, bro. Like, my coworker said something with, like, he said 6 to 7 months, and I had to turn off my camera. I couldn't be in that meeting, man. I just couldn't. This TikTok brain rot is too much, man. It's disgusting. I might be too old for these trends, bro. I get it, man. I'm like LeBron in the NBA right now. Like, I'm just unk amongst all of these youngins. Someone was always doing something stupid at our college? Oh yeah, 100%. I remember the e-bike incidents. Those were funny though, I can't lie. You did that on stream yesterday? I forgot. Yeah, I did. You're cooked. I really am, bro. No, like it's actually crazy. Like I'm in like a weird, I'm in a weird age where like I'm young enough to know this shit, but I'm also old enough to just like where it doesn't really apply to me. You know what I mean? Because I'm unemployed. Like, I have a job. I have my you know, my own apartment and stuff. I'm 22, graduated college and everything. It's crazy, man. Crazy world we live in. Most of my coworkers are like, you know, in their late 20s, if not 30s. Most of them are fucking married. I'm over here. I'm like, you know that picture of the dog with the lollipop and the helicopter hat? That's how I feel amongst all of my coworkers. I'm not even joking. Like, 6'7" must be a really funny number. Even I chuckle. Bro, remember, imagine the middle and high schoolers right now. Oh my god. It's probably worse. Do you remember when a bunch of kids rolled this giant snowball into the hub? I do. God, man. Penn State was a fucking fever dream sometimes. I remember I went to the bars this one time, like during my senior year. And like, God, it was so funny, bro. Like, you would just see drunk people, like the cops were called there because like someone got into a fight. You would just see drunk people just like laughing at the dude who's getting arrested. Like, it was not a serious school, man. It was just not a serious school. Them fuck-ass kids with their phones, dude, I'm saying, man. I don't know, you know, nowadays my screen time on TikTok is a lot lower than it used to be. Like, I think like every week I average like 5 hours on my phone. I'm barely on my phone. I'd be working my ass off. Also, people would wear banana suits at night. Dude, there was a whole bar crawl just dedicated to the banana suits. That was an experience. I remember seeing that and experiencing that. And I felt so left out. I was like, I don't have a banana suit. Yeah. I miss college sometimes, you know. I think I miss college because, like, you know, I kind of just did like I would lock in and study and shit, but then there were also times where I would just like fuck around and, like, you know, it would be funny. There were also times where I skipped class to play Overwatch, but, you know, that's the story in and of its own. Okay, I might have to tune this car a little bit. This car has terrible handling on some of these turns here. There was a time where, oh yeah, that's right. There were two people on the hub lawn. They were fighting with lightsabers. That was actually kind of cool though. I fucked with that one. They were just dudes being dudes. They weren't bothering anyone. Dude, how is this car just like on my ass? It's a Corvette, no? My favorite was when someone made a literal igloo after a snowstorm. Yeah, I remember that one too. Yeah, a lot of good memories with that school, I can't lie. I only had one bad experience really in that school that like kind of stood out to me the most, and that would probably be I'm not gonna name her, but there was this one professor I just fucking hated. She was also just like, she had a whole bunch of fucking attitude. I'm not gonna name her just yet. You know, maybe when I make it big and I don't give a fuck. But like, I'm talking about like money wise, because right now I'm a poor college student and I kind of need my job. But I'm gonna be honest, like, there was this one professor I just did not fuck with. I mean, hey man, as long as I didn't fail a class, that's all that mattered at the end of the day. Did I ever tell you there was like an animatronic FNAF in the music building? Like an actual animatronic? Like someone made that shit and they put it in the music building? That's actually crazy. I was in front. Yeah, see, we haven't had anything like that happen at our college, but that's also kind of crazy. Looks like they were doing some film project or something. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah, film. I had a friend who was really into like film production and shit like that. Yeah, he'd be doing some of the weirdest things, I can't lie. He also used to make a lot of beats. So there were just times where he would just fuck around and make like the shittiest beat on like FL Studio. So, how many furries walked around during college? Okay. There were definitely more than the ones that I saw. I saw a couple. But the one guy who stands out to me the most was my senior year of college. During my senior year of college, this guy unironically, like, I don't know if he seemed like he was for real. Like, I'm gonna be dead ass. Like, he seemed like he was for real. So, like, I didn't know whether to just, like, laugh at it or, like, be genuinely concerned for him. Because this guy lived in the same dorm as me, same floor as me, okay? And he would unironically walk around with what looked like a fox tail, but to be honest, it could be anything. It could be even a cat tail. I couldn't fucking tell you. It was a tail, nonetheless. So he walked around with a tail, and he had like ears or whatever, like actual fucking, like he had a headband with ears on him. And this guy also had headphones, but with the same thing, like also had ears on him. But this guy would just walk around like to lunch and shit with this shit on. You know what I mean? And then, you know, I was at the gym one day with my brother, and we walk out of because we're done with our workout. We walk out of the gym. You know, he's in the locker room or whatever. So I'm like waiting at the double doors right outside of the gym room, and I see the kid, and he's with his friend, and he's wearing a fucking tail to the gym. So I'm like, are we for real? Like, dude, I didn't know whether I had to be concerned for the dude or something, man. I like, look, man, you know, more power to you if you want to do that shit, if you want to be a furry, whatever, I don't give a shit. But, like, he was doing it out in the public. Like, there was no con for him to go to. There was no furry con. There was nothing. He was doing that shit like it was, you know, every other Tuesday. And people would look at him too, so I don't know if he had a humiliation kink or something, but I don't know, man. All I remember is the kid was a twink too, so, you know, he kind of fit the description of a furry, but I was like, what the fuck am I looking at, yo? To the gym is wild? Yes, man. Yeah, I mean, he just, I don't know, he had some balls of, look, I'm gonna be honest with you though, I'm gonna give him some respect. He had balls of steel to fucking, you know, bring that shit to the gym, because the people at the gym, especially, you know, to the campus gym that I went to, because there were like multiple, but to the campus gym that I went to, like, the guys there are pretty judgmental. They're kind of dickheads too at times. So I was kind of, I was like, wow, that's definitely a choice. I've got a weird fetish. Yeah, you know, there were a couple of other ones that I've seen here and there, but none of them really caught my eye, to be honest. Like, I remember there was this, like, girl that was wearing a tail or whatever, and I was like, alright, whatever, bro. Like, I kind of just brushed it off. I didn't really, because I never really saw the person afterwards. But I remember vividly my senior year of college, that one kid, that one twink, you know, wearing the tail and the ears to the gym, to lunch, outside of his dorm. There was a communal kitchen in our dorm as well, so he would wear it there too. Yeah, it was definitely something. Like it's a slur? No, man, it's not. I'm just like, it was very off-putting for me, and like I didn't even, you know, like bro, I didn't even know whether or not it was like respectful for me to just like fucking take a picture of it and be like sending it to my parents and being like, yo, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like I'm gonna be honest, I was very close to sending that sort of thing to my parents, because I was like, I'm 100% sure if I sent that thing to my mom would be like it would just be a rabbit hole. Because here's the thing, my mom is a very curious person, so I think if I were to even like you know, tell her, hey, this is a furry, she'd be like, what is a furry? And then she'll Google it and go through reports and all this shit, and I'm like, yeah, this is just not worth her time. Like, I wouldn't want her to be curious about this stuff. Like, I'ma just keep it from her. Although what's crazy is, we're going, so my family and I are going to Japan this winter. And my mom's like, oh yeah, we should go to Akihabara. And I'm like, oh, because Akihabara has a whole bunch of, let's say, some weird places, you know. They're very open about it though. So I was like, okay. Yeah, oh my god, I never told you guys this story. Hold on. Hey, can you tell me how the fuck does this happen? Your mom really does her research? She does, bro. She actually does. It's kind of crazy. The other day I was mentioning to her about this Indian mathematician that nobody understood. And how he kind of like, you know, he was like one of the most intelligent mathematicians in the world. She unironically searched up an entire, like, she searched up an entire report about him, pulled up his Wikipedia page. She started talking to me about him, which was cute. It was cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's cool. And then she even watched the movie. I didn't even get to watch the movie about him. I'm like, holy shit, you did your research. You know what I mean? Like she's a very curious human being. That's the reason why I'm like, yeah, if I sent my mom a picture of a furry at Penn State, she'd probably be like, what is that? And then go down this whole rabbit hole. And I think it would be very difficult for me to explain to my mom what a furry is and how it happens to children like that. So I just gotta save myself the I kind of saved myself the explanation. Imagine your mom becomes a furry. Yeah, no, I can't imagine that. I don't even want to begin. I really don't. That's a terrible fucking imagination. Okay. This is the story that I wanted to tell, actually. Okay, so actually, when so my parents and I, or my family and I should say, because my brother also came along. My family and I went to Japan last year, right? Last summer is when we went. And, you know, my dad and my mom, of course, were like, you know, because they knew I knew the language, they knew I loved the culture, and of course, you know, I loved anime as well. So, you know, I read a lot of manga and I watch a lot of anime, right? So they basically were like, you know, oh, you know, have at it, like, kind of guide us through the trip, right? And so, you know, this one time they kind of mentioned, they were like, hey, you know, are there any bookstores you want to go to, right? Or like, you know, some sort of like shops that sell stuff that's related to your anime or your manga. I was like, cool, okay. So I found the shop. I did find a place. It was in Tokyo. And so I didn't realize that the shop was going to have a pop-up, like a pop-up parade or pop-up shop with VTubers. So I actually have a hoodie with all of the main VTubers, the Japanese VTubers, Mio being one of them. So I went through a whole thing about explaining to my mom what VTubers were.
and why I found them interesting. So that was an experience. And then there was another thing that happened where, so it was a bookstore, right? And well, okay, yeah, they have manga there as well. Well, let's just say that compared to the manga sections at like your local Barnes and Nobles, you know, in the U.S., you know, Japan has a lot more genres, right? One of which being Yuri and Yaoi, and, which is basically girl on girl and boy on boy, right? It was boy love and girl love, okay? So it's all that shit. My mom passed by this section. She like I said, she's curious. She's just walking around, you know. She's like looking at the section. She's like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then she gets to that section, and then I have to go through a whole 15 to 20 minute explanation about what that was, the demographic, you know, why that's there, you know, like why it's kind of somewhat integrated into the culture. God, it was probably one of like, it was like one of those moments where I was genuinely embarrassed because I was like, I hate that I know this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you get into the world of reading manga and reading and watching anime, like you're bound to come across like the weird stuff. You know what I mean? So it was such a funny but also embarrassing moment to like having to explain to, you know, my mom, who is, you know, well in her 50s, right? Came from Soviet Ukraine, okay? So the worst she had to, you know, her life was basically working in a greenhouse, right? Her family had a farm, and like selling it at like the local farmers market, and then going to school, you know, and learning about how to save money and shit. And my dad coming from, well, my dad's a different story, but my dad comes from Hong Kong, so you know and he comes from like one of the poorest districts in Hong Kong, so like, you know, he didn't really know about a lot of this stuff. Although he knew about the genres, of course, because, you know, they had some of this stuff in Hong Kong as well. But it was just so funny explaining it to my mom, like, who came from a Soviet Union. What the fuck, you know, like this genre. It was so funny. Like looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely something. You know, that's an experience. That's the true Japan experience. Mom, these books are gay as fuck. Yeah, bro. It was genuinely, it was funny. But I remember, yeah, that was my first experience, you know, with my mom, just kind of like explaining that stuff. 'Cause she doesn't know about that stuff, and like she came from a family household that didn't watch, you know, R-rated movies or or anything like that. You know what I mean? She didn't even have a computer until like she came to the U.S. and lived with my dad. You know what I mean? So like, it was so funny explaining that to her. It was kind of interesting as well, the dynamic, because like you would think my dad, who is a lot older than her, would also be in the same boat. But because of the way that he was raised, and in the environment that he was raised in, he kind of knew about a lot of this weird shit because, you know, it existed in Hong Kong as well to some extent. So a lot of the times he was just kind of laughing, and like he was just like, he would kind of joke around about it. But it's so funny to see the dichotomy between the two of my parents, because it's just like you have someone who grew up in British Hong Kong, you know, and grew up very poor, but was you know, like exposed to this sort of stuff. And then you have my mom, who comes from Soviet Union, Ukraine, that had no idea about any of this stuff and didn't touch a computer until she went to college. You know what I mean? So super fun experience. I think I'll remember that for the rest of my life. That's for sure. It's the same with my dad. Yeah, I mean, it's just so funny, man. Like my dad is pretty significantly older than my mom too, by like a couple of years, you know, I think 5 years or something like that. So it's just so funny to like see how he kind of understands it, but like my mom doesn't. But yeah, you know, that's what it is. That's the that was my experience with Japan. Some would say your dad is cultured. Yeah, he 100% was. He actually was the one that introduced me to a lot of the Hong Kong culture, you know what I mean? And like what's interesting too is that a lot of the Hong Kong culture is kind of influenced by the West to some extent. I mean, that's kind of what it was. Hong Kong was the bridge between the East and the West to some extent, right? So yeah, I mean, he got his fair share of, you know, what he would call the dirty magazines and all that shit. Like it was just very funny, you know what I mean? Like he had a lot more exposure to that shit than compared to my mom, who, you know, of course, grew up in communism. My dad was into anime and video games, so he's used to the weirdness that comes out from Japan. Yeah. It's so interesting too, because like in Japan, like it's just part of their culture. And like from an outside perspective, I guess if you never really grew up in that sort of culture or you know, culture that's close to it, it also depends on the way that you were raised, but from an outside perspective, like people would say, yeah, that's weird, but you know, they're very open about it, and it's kind of just become a part of their cultural identity. So kind of have to look at it from a somewhat open perspective. You know, not everything there is of course tolerable in my opinion, but I would say that's the one thing that I'm like, yeah, they're definitely a lot more open about it than compared to the US. In the US, like if you were to see that sort of shit, it's most likely going to be online, because no one in their right mind is really going to be outwardly or like speak out loud about, you know, their interests in that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, but anyways, I mean, I don't even know what we were originally talking about, but I will say I'm very excited for the trip to Hong Kong and Japan. I don't know. Would you guys even want to see a vlog of that sort of stuff? I mean, I can film something, I guess. I mean, I don't know how much I would film, but most of it I do want to, of course, enjoy with my family. But I could definitely take some cool little, like, you know, B-rolls and shit. I wouldn't mind. Ultra shock for me was when I decided to watch Vampire Knight when I was in elementary school. I actually have no idea what that is. After school, saw it on Netflix, got intrigued by the love story between Vampire Boy and Human Gal. I see. I think it started because we were talking about furries. Yes, that's how it started. You know, out of context, that really sounds like terrible. I can't lie. Speed forward a few episodes, they fall in love when we find out they're siblings. That's solid. That's what we like to see. Oh, Jesus. Never fails to amaze me. I haven't really been around this area too much. Like, bro, the shock I felt as a 5th grader. Keeping bloodline pure. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of that shit in Japanese media. Mouth agape, like what the fuck? Yeah. It's They're unapologetic sometimes, man. Hey, man, look, the Koreans are getting weirder as well, though. I think it's a Japanese influence, dude. I've been reading some of the manhwas. Some of the games they be putting out. I don't know. I mean, I enjoy them, so, you know, I'm not complaining. I will say I'm a proud gooner. Loud and proud. I think everyone has a little bit of gooner inside of them. Okay, but you read the freaky manhwas too sometimes? I do. Look, man, how else am I supposed to learn Korean? Actually, I think there was a report or like a video or something of like a guy who learned Japanese just through fucking watching like hentais and like adult videos from Japan. Which was probably one of the funniest fucking ways to learn a language. Maybe that's how I'm gonna learn Korean. No? Alright, 1984. Just watching animated porn is definitely some dad lore. Yeah. I wonder how like I would ever explain that to my kids if I ever were to have kids. Like, how do I explain that? Like, I don't even know, man. Maybe I'm just not ready for kids yet. That's just what it is. You just don't explain it to your kids? What if I gotta put them on though? You know what I mean? It'll be like, yeah, this is like S tier. You know what I mean? This is like S tier. You gotta watch it. Sometimes you gotta put your kids on. Just kidding. What the fuck am I talking about, yo? Get them into anime and they'll find it out themselves eventually. You know what's crazy is that's actually unironically how I learned about hentai. God, why am I talking about this, man? If my employer finds out about this, then I'm gonna definitely have a Stearns talking to. Okay, no, on a real note though. When I first watched anime, it was a bunch of racing stuff, a bunch of romance, you know, mecha stuff like Darling in the Franxx and Gundam and stuff like that, right? And eventually, like, I started getting recommendations because I had Instagram at the time, so I eventually started getting recommendations from Instagram as well, because that was the kind of post that I interacted with. Because I was like, oh yeah, you know, this is cool. Like, I love all the initial D stuff and whatnot. And then I remember I get this recommendation on my Instagram Explore page, and it was kind of like talking about like, oh yeah, these are like the top animes you gotta watch or whatever, harem animes I think it was, right? Animes in like quotation marks, and one of which was Overflow, and I genuinely, no, at the time as a kid I genuinely thought that it was an anime. Boy, was I wrong. I had that I watched it on a widescreen monitor. My door was open. I found it on a site that I don't even fucking remember where I found it, to be honest with you. I was like, why is this so hard to get a hold of? Like, why do I have to find it on this site? And I had my door wide open, and I remember the first scene, and I was like, oh. So this is one of the things that you just cannot watch, you know, out in the public. You gotta sit down and take a whole swig of alcohol on the front porch and drop the nuke. True. I might as well, man. This is how your dad got into Overflow. No, but like genuinely, like that was actually how I found out about what hentai was, and I have not been the same since. It's so fucking funny though. Yeah. And I got a new chatter that just came in as I'm talking about that. Okay, chat, can we talk about something different? Like, what are we doing, yo? At least you didn't watch it in the living room on the TV? Okay, you just reminded me, I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion on the TV, and I didn't know about the hospital scene. watched it on the TV. I was like, oh my god, I'm stupid. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, everyone's recommending it because it's like, yeah, it's a great, you know, 90s mecha anime. I watched it, and then the hospital scene comes up. I'm like, yeah, I can't watch this on the TV. I've made so many mistakes, man. Like when it comes to watching anime, and especially the risky ones. What's up? Petite Dodo, I guess. How's it going, man? You got yourself here? Yeah, I did. I did get myself in this situation where we're talking about animated adult videos. I might even get demonetized, but who cares? Twitch is gonna pull my my affiliate program away from me. Yeah, it's I had quite the childhood back then when it came to that stuff, and it all started from watching Initial D, and it went downhill from there. To be honest though, I don't watch that sort of shit anymore. Like the stuff that I watch now are like a lot of rom-coms, any sort of like action. I don't know if you guys have watched Windbreaker. It's like a fighting anime, so I've been really getting into that sort of stuff. Jujutsu Kaisen. I felt like Jujutsu Kaisen was actually pretty good for mainstream anime. I'm not huge on mainstream, but I definitely enjoyed that one. Yeah, I also heard there's a Windbreaker season 2, but I have that on my list. I haven't gotten around to it. I haven't gotten around to Windbreaker. Yeah, I recommend it if you guys haven't watched it yet. Very good. Very good on the visuals for the fight scenes. The character building is actually not terrible either, to be honest with you. I thought it was just going to be one of those things where it's like they're going to put all of their budget into, you know, the fighting scenes and whatnot, but I would say the story is not terrible either, and it kind of makes me, you know, makes you wonder what happened in the whole world of Windbreaker. So I remember the reason why that I got interested into that anime was actually because when I went to Japan last summer, I saw the ads as well as the manga all over, printed everywhere, in the bookstores, like down in downtown, like Tokyo, like all of these places, and I'm just like, what the hell is Windbreaker? Because when I think of Windbreaker, I think of a, you know, like the jacket. You know what I mean? But no, I actually enjoyed it. So, yeah. And that one is safe to watch on a TV. Okay. I just finished Sakamoto Days. How is it? I heard mixed reviews about it. I know my my friend who watched Sakamoto Days. He's I don't think he was disappointed with it, but I think he said that it just didn't hit as hard as the first season. Because yeah, I haven't gotten around to watching it just yet, but it's definitely on my list. Just to reiterate, it is safe for work. Yes, man, it's safe for work. Windbreaker is safe for work. It's literally all about fighting and friendship and gang wars, so it's nothing super crazy. I think it's fun. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to give it a watch. I know people recently have been like saying that Bleach is really good too. When I mean by recently is because on TikTok I keep on getting TikToks about this certain purple-haired girl in the anime, and I was like, ah, okay. I forgot her name actually. It is not. No, man, it's not. I can literally show you the trailer for it right now. It's not that. It's a safe for work. It's a fighting anime that somewhat pulls at your heartstrings sometimes. Jesus Christ, man. Yes, let me go ahead and just recommend like the most heinous shit on stream. Yep. What do you think who do you think I am, man? I like Osaragi, and she got more screen time in the second part. I was curious how she fights, and I can see why she's in the order now. I have no idea what any of that means, but that's cool. That's heat. Oh, you watch Overflow with the ward door wide the fuck open, you know the sauce? I actually used to... No, not even used to. I actually do have it. I have a whole list of sauce, but I can't leak it. I can't leak it. It's for my personal use only. It's like an anime about assassins. It's kind of like Spy X Family, but not really. Although Spy X Family, I actually do wanna. I wonder if there's gonna be anything. Oh my god! You know what's an anime I haven't watched? Is the new the Bunny Girl Senpai, like Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl or whatever it's called or whatever. The new one. I don't think that's the actual name of it, but you know, you guys know what I mean. What? Yes, man. I got a sauce. I got a sauce list. I got a list of bookmarks. Even my girlfriend hasn't dared go into this list. She knows about it though. They're allowed to kill people because apparently it's a profession. So like a hitman. Professional hitman. Did I just lose connection to the chat? Oh, interesting. Yo, leak! I'm not gonna leak it on stream, man. What the hell? Are you trying to get me in trouble? I've seen the list, what do you mean? You showed it to me one time? Yeah, because you were curious about it. I was like, yeah, this is, I never showed you any of the shit that was inside it though. Jesus, this thing has no traction. Or it has too much traction actually, my bad. I misspoke. You're like, what's this list? Nothing. Watch your future kids find your sauce, or a whole world about to flip upside down. Yeah, it'd be fucking over for me, I can't even lie. My wife will divorce me, my kids will hate me, I'll just be alone. I'm not stupid though, I know you're not. The whole reason why that I showed it to you because I knew you were just gonna keep on questioning it. Get the foldable chair and a bottle beer. Yes, man. That's all I need in life. I can't even lie. That's the life that I'm trying to live. Because I'm persistent and you cannot hide anything from me, I can't. Actually. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, man. I'm actually surprised at this point you've not gone through my phone. Bro is plotting. It's not like I have anything bad on my phone. I'm just surprised that she hasn't gone through it. Should I? Do I have anything bad on here right now? No, not really. It's kind of the normal shit. It's kind of the stuff that you'd probably expect, to be honest. Find his subscriptions. No, I'm actually. She knows this because she has access to my credit cards and shit. I don't have any subscriptions. Not even to Amazon Prime. I am a subscriptionless man. That's just how I operate. I think if I ever do like OF subscriptions, that would be terrible. Like unironically, I think that would be like the make or break for her. But also, if I ever do that, that means that I've stooped down very low in life. I have more integrity than that. I already know all of your Gunu stuff is bookmarked. Don't even play with me. Yeah, I haven't checked my phone though. No, like it's actually kind of funny. I will just straight up like pull up Nikke on the fucking big screen, and she'll just give me this look. I'm like, what, man? I'm trying to get this new 10 ball, which I'm very close to getting, by the way. So after this stream, I'm gonna go straight to it. I would rather not. All right. I'm not that terrible. I'm a reasonable person. I can't lie. I don't know if it's just because like of the races that I'm doing or if it's because I have a better car now, but I'm on hard difficulty and this game does not seem hard. I don't know if it was always like this. Oh yeah, okay, in other news, by the way, about video games, I uninstalled Overwatch. I know, for like the 50th fucking time, I get it, man, okay? Before you guys say anything, yes, I uninstalled Overwatch for the 50th time, I get it. No, but this one's for real, though, like, I already saw Blazer's message, don't even. I know, man, okay? But no, this one's for real, okay? And this is the reason why. The state of the game is actually terrible. Like actually, like it's kind of gotten to the point where I'm just like I've lost all faith in the development team. That's what you said last time. Okay, here's the reason why it's different. Okay, so they implemented a new SR system. Okay, a new SR system where it ranks your you know, like let's say that I have a huge playtime on Bastion, right? It ranks your characters, your most played characters, okay? Then there's your actual rank for playing the specific mode and the specific role, okay? So you get your role rank, and then you get your character rank. So you can play maybe 1 or 2 games of DPS, say I play Bastion, I could be a champ Bastion player, right? From the character rank, but then be like Diamond or Masters or whatever they decide to give me after the 10 games that I placed. And at that point, I was like, this is literally like this is a Rainbow Six Siege problem. So at that point, I just knew that it was just downhill, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. Also, matchmaking is terrible as per usual, and content there in that game does not really appeal to me, so I kind of gave up. So yes, I know that I've said this for like the 50th time, but I'm actually done for real. There's a reason why that I'm playing games like this, and I actually have plans to possibly play other games. Most likely, if I ever have the itch to play like an FPS game or something like that, I'm thinking about going into Marvel Rivals. So, yeah, you're gonna reinstall it in a couple of months. No, I actually keep my word this time. I genuinely do. Like a couple of my friends have been kind of saying like, oh, you know, get on this, get on Overwatch, and you know, they're playing and stuff like that. I did enjoy the Stadium game mode for a little bit, but apparently that's ruined as well. Turns out Tracer in Stadium is just broken. So I already knew there were a couple of broken characters in Stadium, so but it's gotten to the point where it's just like, you know what, it's not worth it. It's not worth my time nor my money. Not like I gave them that much money anyways. You have folded a lot. God, you guys have absolutely no faith in me, man. I mean, I wouldn't either. I straight up like lied. Oh, is my controller dead? Yep, it died. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead. Yeah, with the lobby. All right. My controller died literally right on time. What about that? I'll charge it later. No, but yes, I will not be playing that game anymore. They lost my business, so I've uninstalled all of it, like the launcher, the game, all that stuff, anything affiliated with it. Of course I had plans to buy some merch that was related to Overwatch, because I really thought that, you know, the game was gonna go back to, you know, being actually decent and good. But nope. I probably should, after like the 49th time, I probably should have known that they were gonna fuck up. So I was like, yeah, I'm done. So it is what it is. But I have a lot of other games that I can play easily that are so much more fun, in my opinion. You can see my little Marin Kitagawa figure in the back. Can you? Let me see. Oh yeah, you can. Cool. All right. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I'll be streaming between. God, I can't say this without thinking about it. Between 6 to 7 p.m. Okay. So we're gonna be streaming between 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again. Okay, we're going back to it. Stop. Don't say 6, 7. Stop it. But yeah. So we're gonna go back to regular stream time. Like what I originally... Okay, now why are you guys spamming 6, 7 in the chat? I'm gonna ban you guys. Stop. Okay. Anyways, we have a lot of games to play, so I know I've been actually kind of liking the more chill vibe of Heat, but I think if we were to play like something a little bit more engaging, I do want to play some Zenless Zone Zero. I think we can definitely go back to some Minecraft. I got to talk with Vatten. You guys know Vatten. I got to talk with him about, you know, setting up a server that is kind of on all the time that we can just stream a ton on. We have Cyberpunk. That's another one. We can do Cyberpunk as well. So I have Elden Ring as well. So Elden Ring, and I know we haven't finished Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. So that's also on the list. So we have a lot of games to keep us busy. So. All right. Well, I will. I'll see you guys tomorrow then, around the same time. All right. Peace.